Good evening, everybody. I'm Pierre Roberge, the Daily Trader. It is February 9th, and we are going to take a look at Tesla stock from a technical analysis perspective. My goal in doing these videos is to help you understand how you can use technical analysis to make better trading and investing decisions. But I'm not a financial advisor, so please do your own research and make your own decisions. So Tesla is moving up again today. So we are up $6.03. That's exactly 3%. Closed at 207.32. Post-market, we seem to be up by another 26 cents at 208.58. Let's look at what this looks like on the chart. If we don't look at the chart, then we cannot really understand the move. Okay. Yesterday we broke 198.12. We broke it with a nice green candle. Very nice to see this. Today we are opening a little bit higher. So we have a gap up. So people that love gaps, this is a gap that could be filled. This is a gap that could be filled because it's not at the beginning of a big move. It's after a big move has already happened. There's this gap. And maybe this one can be filled. I would not be surprised that we come back to 198 just to retest things a little bit. I don't know if it's going to happen. I would not be surprised. We are still within our upward channel. Very steep upward channel, very steep and very shallow. I did not mention it before. This is not very wide. When a channel is not very wide, the stock is going to fall out of it, either at the bottom or at the top, but it's not going to remain contained in a very shallow channel that we have right now. So it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen at any time, but it's impossible to predict when. This is the good news. We broke 205 and look at how perfectly we are resting on that support. We are perfectly rested on that support. So this is the good news. So the channel is a good news. The 205 is a good news. Now, this candle is not the best candle to have. It's not the best candle to have. It shows that we tried to go higher, but we were squished down. So we started exactly where we stopped. So we are feeling the selling pressure. We are feeling it now. We felt it at 198. We felt it at 198 because for 4 consecutive days, we were squished down. Then we broke yesterday. And now we are feeling it again. And we broke 200. We are at 205. Resistance was at 205 and 198. It was not at 200. Now we see it. So we are smack on 205. Let's go look at the 1 hour chart so that you can understand how real 205.16 is. So we gapped up, as I mentioned. We gapped up here. Kept up and opened right here in the morning at 9:30. We came down at some point, we came up at some point, and we closed right here. So we came back and retested it. So we opened here and we retested it. So we like to have a retest of our support. So we retested it on the first hour, then climbed a little bit, and then we fell a little bit harder, and we stopped at 205 again. So this is a retest. And now, even though we came a little bit lower, we seem to be rebounding both on support at 205 and also onto our bullish channel, our big bullish channel that has maintained us quite well. It's still maintaining us. So these are good news also. I just don't like the candle. If you go on eLearn Markets, this is pretty good because they have all of the candlestick patterns, and see what this is starting to look like an evening star. So we have been going up, and now we have an extension, and maybe we could get an exhaustion. So this is why I'm thinking that 198 is possible. This is another example right here. See, it's been moving up, and now we have the evening star, longer wick at the top, very small body. This is a weak candle. Okay, if we look at stochastic is still good. This is great. RSI is at 61. MACD close to crossing over, has not crossed over yet. MACD has not crossed over, and MACD is one of the first indicators to cross over. It even crossed over right here. MACD crossed over right here. After the move up, we had a move down, a second move down, and MACD said, okay, no, I'm not convinced anymore. And then we went sideways for a while before we had the MACD crossover a little bit later. So MACD is very quick to change directions. Unlike stochastic in that period right here, stochastic stayed over 60. It stayed over 60. It did not get phased, just a little bit here, but MACD was the first to get phased out of it. And now MACD has not phased out of it yet. It's close to it, but it has not phased out. Something interesting could be happening tomorrow. Let's go back to the daily chart. So on the daily chart, yes, of course, it was still a nice move today. It's +6. So stochastic is still at 93. RSI is still overbought. MACD is still full on, and DMI is also full on. Let's take a look at the VIX. Not too happy with the VIX. VIX is up 1.08, 5.5% today, closed at 2072. So VIX is not helping us. We have stochastic over 60 on the VIX. So by now, the VIX is very close to becoming a bullish channel. I should draw this line here. So you see that we are in a congestion zone between 1846 and 2071 is a real one because we are just right smack on it. And this is exactly our high of January 20th and also January 31st. So perfect highs, and now we are smack right on the body. When we look at how candles touch a support and resistance, we are looking at the wicks and also at the body. So both ways are valid, perfect touches on a trend line. Of course, I don't like to see this. And let's look at Dow Jones. Moving down a little bit, down 0.73%. Still, overall, it does not look too bad, but we have lost stochastic over 60 on the VIX. So that little horizontal resistance that I had drawn here is close to be broken, 33,644. XPX down, pretty much down on its support at 4073. And NASDAQ coming back down into its bullish trend, still stochastic over 60. All in all, we could be having a little bit of a pullback for Tesla. So it's not impossible. Let's just expect the worst. Let's just expect the worst. If Tesla keeps going on, then it's perfectly fine. But then you should start thinking at what is going to happen. If we pull back a little bit, we could pull back easily towards 198.12. That would be very easy to fathom because this is an important support right here. And we also used it recently. So a resistance that we use recently is going to be a better support than a resistance that was only used in the past. So 198.12 was used very recently. So yeah, we could be pulling back down to it a little bit. And we would also have this first bullish channel as a support also. And then if things go a little bit worse, then it's possible that we come back down to our first bullish channel right here inside of it and do something like this. This is always to be expected. So you need to decide at what point you are going to take your profit. If you want to take some profit, you can just fathom this move down and then wait for it to come down. And if you want to play a little bit of a move down and protect yourself, or maybe buy a couple of puts to take some profit down, I suggest that you move to the hourly chart. So if you want to play things a little bit more tightly, if you are inclined to do, you can still keep your stocks and everything and not think about this. But if you want to play this a little bit tighter, you can let it go down to 198, blah, blah, blah. But if we break 198 with a stochastic below 60, then you can see this as a signal to maybe catch that downswing and see where this downswing is going to end. If it ends here, you just sell your puts here and then wait for a good stochastic to get back in. Or if it continues and you are positioned short, then you can make some money until it stops at some point. So there is plenty of possibility, and I don't want to take too long here. I threw a lot of things to you. Write to me in the comment section below if you want more clearness here, and we can also talk Friday and also Sunday because there's a lot of things that we can discuss here. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you like what I do, you can become a YouTube member. click on my TradingView affiliate link. I'm going to wish you a great evening. We are going to talk tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you à la prochaine.